Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Formula Sundays Elite Tier Season 6 round, I believe this is 10, round the Azerbaijan City Circuit here in Baku. This is actually not my first league race of the year, but basically in FS Hungary, I crashed out in quali and race, so I didn't see the point to really make it into a video because I had nothing to show. But Baku, this I'm actually doing a video on, and Baku is one of my better tracks on this game. I seem to have decent pace in both quali and the race. If you remember back to HLF1, I took pole position there, and I also won the race. And now we are on board our best qualifying lap of the session. Similarly to HLF1, I got my best lap in the second of 3 runs on this in this qualifying session. So I don't know what it is, but I'm already drawing a lot of similarities to HLF1. But yeah, we are on my best qualifying run as of now, and actually we are provisional P1 in the session with a 39.1. Again, in HLF1, I believe my first original run was a 39.1 as well. So there's a lot of similar things to that race as well. But we are comfortably up on our first run. We are already 5 tenths basically up, going into the castle section. Well, not now, but we are approaching it. Somehow didn't validate a lap in there, but I guess we got lucky. Now into the castle section, we lose a tiny bit of time, but we are still half a second up on our time, which is going to only benefit us as we're already like a bit less than a tenth up on Meshik, who is second place behind us on the grid as it stands right now. But we are now coming towards, or we are in the, as we say, the death corner, because the wall is so close into the exit of the corner that if you go a little bit wide, that's your lap, possibly even race over. Onto the back straight now, into the flat section, basically flat on pad. This is a bit of a trickier section because you get a little bit more slidiness on the sort of kinks on the wheels, not that bad. But anyway, we are 6.5 tenths up on our best time so far in the session. We go over the line. We got a 38.4. For some reason, it cut off my end of the lap there, but we got a 38.4. Third run now, we are trying to improve, but there was a crash in the second DRS straight, and we couldn't really do anything to just avoid it and back off on our best lap. But we are pole position here in Baku with a 38.476. Meshik in the Alpha Tower is second with a 38.8, and two of us are the only ones who made the 38 mark in the session. Crew, our teammate, is actually up in P4, so it's a really good qualifying for the pair of us. Rage Quit, the championship leader, is only in 5th, as you could see maybe there, but he's starting on the medium tires, so you can expect some things from him. But to me, anyway, the best strategy was the soft and hard. But now, as we are approaching the race start, I'm actually going to let the actual commentator of the series to take over right about now.
On. And they go out. We're not going away yet, but now the drivers go away. Good start by the Mercedes there. Both of them actually kickstarting quite nice. There is Rage Quit, I think, getting tossed around. Oh my god, there is a McLaren in the wall. That has been Simmons. Simmons and Rage Quit already in last position and virtual safety car.
So yeah, a chaotic start, and we have a virtual safety car, which we're now going to speed through, and it's really important not to speed on the virtual safety cars. We're now about to restart, because speeding on the virtual safety car gives you a driver penalty. We do not want that as we're leading the race, but as you can see, the virtual safety car ended, and we were only a bit over a tenth up on the delta, which means that we have been given a drive-through penalty from the lead of the race, and that was when I thought, okay, that's it. I'm just giving up, because sure, we are in the lead, but the drive-through penalty is basically our race over, or so I thought. We are still going on with the race, as you can see. We are still on up one. We're going to the end of this lap. We are getting a gap to Michigan Alpha Tower and the Parachute in the second Alpha Tower. The two Mercs have got a good start as well. Keyboard Driver and Cheesecake, they're actually both from Challenger tier. So it's really impressive to see those two up in the top 5. But yeah, you can see we have a driver penalty we have to serve in the next 3 racing laps. We have Chaos in the Kings behind us. But yeah, basically what I'm thinking here now is try to get as good of a gap as possible to the midfield. So maybe we could take a try for penalty and still rejoin in like 7th or something, and then maybe, I don't know, do some magic. But yeah, we are 9 tenths ahead, now a second ahead of Meshik, the Alpha Tauri, and yeah, just trying to push. And now Rage Quit is out, and we have a full safety car deployed in this race. And now we are thinking and we are pitting at the end of lap 2 onto hard tires to, believe it or not, go to the end of this race. We're pitting onto hards. Only 3 drivers ahead of us have decided to stay out. They were Duncan Yu, Jean-Luc, and Gorondo. So we are going to rejoin in 4th place. And now we have a safety car. We're going to the end of the race, but we do still have to take the driver penalty on the very first lap after the safety car comes in. So now you can see we are on lap 4 out of 26. We have Meshik behind us, Coranda in front of us. We have the driver penalty. Meshik and keyboard driver actually made contact behind on that. The safety cars, you could maybe see that, and they both got a 5-second stop and go penalty, which they don't have to necessarily take during this race, as when they just go to the end of the race without pitting, they can just get the 5-second penalty added to the time and then maybe get it removed. But now, as you can see, we are preparing for a safety car restart. Jean-Luc, another driver from Challenger Tier, is leading this race, and now we're trying to get slipstream from Corando ahead, as we are thinking about diving it down inside of Corando, and we take P3 of this race, but it doesn't really matter right now because we have to take the drive-through penalty at the end of this lap. Jean-Luc in the McLaren is still leading the way with not Rage Quit, he's out of the race. Donkey New in the Red Bull, who is second. And we right now are holding on to third. Gorando is fourth, and Crew is back up to fifth. I think Meshik, or both Alpha Towers, had some contact with Keyboard Driver, so they have dropped to the back of the field, which is actually good for us because now, as Rage Quit is out of this race, the Alpha Towers should be our direct battle for the lead for the race. But now they are at the back of the field, and we are going to take the drive-through penalty, as you can see there. So penalty this lap. We have to pit this lap and take the drive-through penalty, because otherwise we will be penalized. Not penalized, we will be disqualified. So we are pulling into the pits from 3rd place to take the drive-through penalty. And I'm not even going to speed this because you can just see how long the pit lane can be and feel when you're coming from the 3rd place of the field. We are dropping down to 11. There are some drivers behind us are pitting as well. We are exiting the pits from P11. We are out of the points, and now with 21 laps to go, we have to just recover, do as well as we possibly could. Lap 7 out of 26 now, and we have got the hammer down. We are gaining on Harrison, actually, who is the Alpha Tower in front of us. As you can see, he's taking the first lap of the race, which we are going to beat by a considerable amount, and we are gaining rapidly on the drivers in front. So we still have the race pace to our advantage, but now there's another virtual safety car. And honestly, even at this point, I was still thinking, a podium is still possible. I didn't really think that a win is possible, to be honest, but I was still thinking to myself, like, a P3, possibly P2 is possible, as now the VSC is ending, and we are just trying to do our best not to speed this time through the caster section. We are safely through the virtual safety car period. We did not speed, so that was good for us, and now we are just trying to get the hammer down again. End of this lap, there's another chaos in the Kings section, as I think our teammate has hit the wall and spun out and taking Corando with him. There you go, there's Crew, unfortunate for him. And Corando in front of us has also got damage from that encounter with my teammate. So some people in the pits, we are up to P7, which isn't the worst thing in the world. We are in the points, lower points, but we are already in the points with 9 on lap 9 out of 26. We have 28 laps to go, and there's another virtual safety car. Just people keep dying. That's what it seems to be like. And again, just trying up the speed. I think the commentator in the race was also joking about with like me, and how I shouldn't speed. Again, through the caster section, the safety car is ending. We are a tenth at a bit, 2/10, 3/10 up on our delta. As the safety car goes in, the virtual safety car gets disabled, and the race goes on Yet again, Harashun is already less than 2 seconds in front of us, so we are gaining on him rapidly. I think he has damage. I'm pretty sure he must have damage, because otherwise I wouldn't be gaining on him that much. We are 1.5 seconds behind him. DRS is enabled, but we are not exactly close enough to that. But Harashun has got a little bit blocked by Jean-Luc, and that was some debris that I saw, and I think that came from the McLaren in front of us. So we take the RS. I didn't realize that Jean-Luc wants to pit, but we got the place anyway, and we are well and truly in the DRS of Harashun, the AlphaTauri in front. We are in P6 of the race already, so we have recovered really well, and we're only on lap 10. We are well and truly within 1 second of Harashun in front. We are taking DRS, overtake mode enabled, and also rich mix in the fuel. We are getting the slipstream, and we are getting the move. We're going around the outside of this corner. There's a Mercedes in the wall, so I had to cut in a little bit, and we got 2 places in one. Don't ask what that sound was. Just ignore that. But yeah, 2 places at one, and now we are up to P4 in this race. A little bit further. It's now lap 13 out of 26. We are basically halfway point of this race, and I think the race leader of Kurtz, or who used to be the race leader anyway, has now come into the pits, and we are in P3. And also, Duncanue in the Red Bull has not made his pit stop yet. So now, lap 16, Duncanue is the next car in front, but he's also diving into the pits. So we take P2 in this race. Jack Zephyr and myself are not going to pit anymore, so this is going to be a direct fight to the end of this race with me and Jack's FO. And now a little bit forwards again, lap 20, end of lap 20, going to lap 21 now. And we are barely within 1 second of Jack's FO. We are sort of like in and out of the 1 second margin, but I think for the first time in this race, we are getting DRS from Jack's FO. We are in his DRS. We hit the wall slightly there, but didn't get any damage from that somehow. I don't know how. But we are in DRS, so we are gaining on Jack's FO, the Williams in front. And this is, don't forget, for the lead of this race. And honestly, I wanted to win this race so bad after all that has happened to us with speeding under the safety car, virtual safety car. Now, end of lap 22, or lap 21, I should say, going to lap 22. We are in DRS of Jack FO, and we couldn't do anything right there, but we still have 5 laps to go. And you could see the red light on Jack FO's Williams was blinking, so he's really low on the RS, but unfortunately for us, so are we. We don't get the best of exits onto this straight. We are now both under 10% ERS, so we can't really do anything. We are making ourselves a little bit more visible on Jax's mirror, so he could see that we are actually there. And now this is the closest we have ever been to Jax. We are within 3/10, 4/10. Oh, not within 4/10, but close enough. And we are getting the DRS, and we have some ERS for us. And again, I'm going to hand this over to the actual race commentator.
He's already passed. There was a little bit of contact. Brakes with the DRS activated. Gonna come into turn 1 ahead of Jack.
So yeah, we got the move done, but this is by no means not over yet, but never mind. Jack's a foe, missed his breaking point there. I think we can all say that. And now that means we have a 6-second gap with 3 laps to go. And this is honestly all that I needed, as we're now lap 26. Our tires are going off really badly. On the final lap, I could have sworn I had a slow puncture because the car kept going or pulling right without me turning right. So we are taking it nice and easy through the S section, or through the kinks, as I didn't want to throw this win away. I have no idea how we have pulled this one off of the speeding under the virtual safety car. I can't quite believe we're saying this, but we are taking P1 in Formula Sundays Elite here in Baku, and honestly, this felt good. After speeding under the virtual safety car like an absolute muppet, we recovered not only onto the podium, but to the top step of it. P1, first race win in this league, second podium for myself in here, third podium for Renault, obviously. And yeah, this felt really, really good. Really, really good, this one, because I expected to be on the podium, seeing my pace in practice. I thought they can get a podium in here. Obviously, we got really unlucky with speeding under the virtual safety car. We got lucky with the likes of Alpha Tauris like Meshik and Harashun and the Rage Quit having a mare on the round. But I think on pace alone, we probably could have beaten the Alpha Tauris and we probably would have been second behind Rage Quit. But yeah, here are your race results. We have one from pole position. If you wouldn't watch this race, you could tell, like, easy, calm, pole to the checker flag drive. But this was anything but easy. Duncan Yu finishes second for Red Bull, and Kurtzer, the Ferrari, I almost always seem to meet up on track at the same time, finishes third. We didn't have any encounters with Kurtzer this race, but we finished on the podium together. Jack Defoe got a puncture on the final lap, which does show like how we kept battling with both would have probably got a puncture. But this is it for this video. Next one, I think is HLF1 Japan. But yeah, this is it from me. I hope you enjoyed the video and have a nice time. Goodbye.